Okay, so we just learned about King Henry and how to do our conversions within the metric system. Now let's put it into action. So we have an example of cephalexin, 1 gram, and that's what our doctor is ordering, okay? That's what the doctor wants. So available, how many milligrams of cephalexin do we have available?
500 milligrams.
We have 500 milligrams, correct?
Correct.
All right, so desired, or the doctor ordered, is how many?
One.
Okay, so the doctor has ordered 1 gram, okay? So that's our D. Doctor's order. What do we have on hand? What's available?
500 milligrams.
500 milligrams. So according to this, so we plugged in our information, our D over H has to be in the same unit. Is it in the same unit?
No.
No. We have to move what the doctor ordered to what we have available. So we always move what's on the top in this, okay? So where is the decimal point located in the number 1?
Behind the one.
It's at the end. It's at the end, okay? Because it's a whole number. So we need to have our 1, right? And we need to go from grams to milligrams. Here's our grams. It's by itself. And we need to get to milligrams. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So we're going to take our decimal point and go 1, 2, 3. Stick your decimal point there. And now we have 1,000 what? Milligrams. So you put that 1,000 milligrams, and it still remains over, right? What we had available, which was 500 milligrams. Our next step is to, once the units match, cross cancel them out. And now do your division. Plug in 1,000 divided by 500, and you will have got
2.
So we are giving 2 tablets. All right, let's do another one. Looking at number 2, we have the medication Voltaren. $75 milligrams. That's what we have available to us. We're looking at a label. Keep thinking, this is the bottle I'm looking at. This is what's available to us. Voltaren 75 milligrams is what we have available. What did the doctor order?
0.15 grams.
0.15 grams. So we have 0.15 grams. So we're plugging in. That's what the doctor ordered. That's what he desires to have. On hand, we had the 75 milligrams. So we're moving what to what?
You're moving the decimal place to the right.
But we're moving from what unit to what? Grams to milligrams. Again, so now we find our gram, straight gram. There's no prefix at the beginning of it, so we know it's at the main unit of grams to milligrams. And again, we're going 1, 2, 3. Okay? So then we're going to find our decimal point here and start at the decimal point and move it 1, 2, 3. Fill that little loop in there. We'll get rid of this. And we have 150 what?
Milligrams.
Milligrams. Now, the Does that decimal point need to be there?
No.
No, it can be there or not, it doesn't make a difference, it's a whole number, we'll leave it there just for the sake. Over 75
Two.
milligrams,
Cross out milligram.
and then the next step is to cross cancel once you got them in the same unit. So we got milligrams and milligrams, and now go ahead and divide 150 divided by 75, and you would have got what?
Two tablets.
So 2 tablets. Okay? So that's what we would administer to the patient, was the 2 tabs. Everybody good with that? Okay. Let's look at number 13 on this handout. And we have that our doctor has ordered Synthroid 0.3 milligrams. Okay? So let's start plugging that in. So the doctor says, you know, Mr. Smith in room 1, he needs Synthroid 0.3 milligrams. You go and check, and you see that we only have micrograms in there. So we're gonna take what the doctor desires, what the order is, 0.3 milligrams, and then we're looking at our box, and then it says how much?
150 micrograms.
Microgram.
Okay, so we have 150 micrograms. So we need to move milligrams, right, to micrograms. So we have our 0.3, okay? Now is when we have that prefix milli. So find milli, okay? And then we're gonna go to micrograms. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3 to the right. Same way you go down the tick line is the same way you move this. 1, 2, 3. Fill in that. And 300 has now become 300 what?
Micrograms.
Micrograms, right, we moved that. Over 150 micrograms. And then we have to do our cross canceling of them. And then 300 divided by 150, we're giving 2 tabs. Everybody good with that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, let's take it a step further. Let's look at our liquid. So, we've been working with weight, okay? So, your milligrams, grams, that's all weights. Now, we're gonna look at it as a concentrated form, okay? So, to kind of put it in a perspective of understanding, so let's say our bath salt that we're gonna put in our tub, okay, is weighted. We put it in the water, and now it's gonna be diluted and concentrated. We need to figure how much milligrams or how much of that diluent will cover that amount of milligrams. Okay, so a lot of times when you look at the Tylenol, it'll say 50 milligrams per, and that per ends up being this. Okay, so that per that amount of milliliters. What number was that?
15? Are we on this 20?
Well, there, 18 also says that.
I got it. Alright, so let's do, number 19 on Know Your Labels. Alright, so the doctor has ordered Augmentin, 400 milligrams of Augmentin. So when we open up our cupboard and we see that it only comes in a liquid form, okay? So when you read your label, you'll read that there is 250 milligrams per 5 mLs, okay? So our label, what we have available, so let's go ahead and kind of plug in first. So what is desired? 400 milligrams, correct?
Yes.
All right. And then what do we have on hand?
250.
Okay, 250 milligrams per what?
5
5
milligrams.
milliliters.
Per 5 mLs. Okay? When you see mLs, now you know you're working with a liquid base. Okay, so we're talking more of a volume. So you will still go about it the same way that you did it from the start. You want to first look at this side of things first. Don't even worry about this yet. Okay? And go through your steps. Is it in the same unit?
Yes.
Yes, it is. So automatically, we didn't have to do that conversion part down our tick line. There will be some that you do have to do that with. But this way, we can just go ahead and do what? We cross cancel, okay? And then go ahead and 400 divided by 250 equals what?
1.6.
So we have 1.6 now times 5 mLs. So put in 1.6 times 5.
8.
Okay, I get it.
So all we did was, we did our division, we got the 1.6, we took the 1.6 and we just multiplied it by 5, and it's in mLs. Your answer is gonna be in mLs. We're at a milligram. We're trying to figure out how many milliliters we need to give them, okay? Because it's in a liquid base now. It's your cough syrups, your elixirs. So we need to figure out how much of the liquid is going to actually give them what the doctor ordered, okay? Because the doctor ordered how much?
250.
So the doctor ordered 400 milligrams, okay? They get that 400 milligrams when they take 8 milliliters. So 8 milliliters of liquid in this case equals that 400 milligrams.
That would be their dosage.
Yes, this is their dosage we would give them would be the 8 milliliters. Okay? Let's do another one with that.
97 has a weird one.
All right. On this label sheet, the thinner one. Let's go to, number 18. So the last one was pretty, a little bit easier because it was already in the same units. We didn't have to use our tick line and convert. It was automatically that we were able to cross cancel. On this one, it's gonna be a little bit different. So we have Cefaclor 0.5 grams. That's what the doctors ordered, correct? All right, so we have our 0.5 grams. On hand, what do we have available?
250.
250 milligrams for 5 units.
Okay, we have 250 milligrams per 5 mLs, correct? All right. So, can we just cross cancel?
No.
No, because it's not in the same unit. First step is, and again, let's just take it side by side. Let's get this side taken care of. Don't worry about this part yet. Let's get that into the same unit. So we have to take what's on top, what the doctor has ordered, to what we have available to us. So we would take that 0.5 grams, and where is grams on our tick line? It's your unit, it's your main unit. There's no prefix in front of it, it's straight grams. So we're going from grams, and we need to get down to milligrams. So we would jump 1, 2, 3, correct? So on 0.5, we would go 1, 2, 3, fill that in. It becomes what now?
500.
It becomes 500 milligrams. And we put that over the 250 milligrams. Okay? Next step, once you have it in the same unit, we can go ahead and cross cancel that unit out and simply divide. And 500 divided by 250?
2.
Okay, so we ended up with 2. So we would have 2 times 5 milliliters equals how many? 10 mLs. Good? This is the extent of dosage calculating for medical assistants, okay? They have the dosage calculations according to weight with children and pediatrics. From state to state, it can differ in medical assistants being allowed to do dosage calculations. When it comes to the pediatrics, it's a very, very, very high percentage that the pediatrician will be the one to do that dosage calculation because of the child and side effects, and they'll do that part for you. Okay, so we don't get a whole lot into the weight of it.